Hello Minigame fans, November kicks off a little bit slowly since it is the calm before the storm of new consoles, but a number of cozy and interesting looking games feature in this edition of Indie Gaming this week. I do enjoy the occasional puzzle platformer, and YesterMorrow is of interest. This allows you to switch between the past and present, where in the current day, your world has been devastated by a mysterious shadowy threat. Being a fan of pixel art, the look of this is on point, with some beautiful animations and particle effects. There seems to be quite a nice variety of gameplay elements, from chase sequences, straight up platforming, and even boss fights of sorts, and may be the highlight of the week. If you know me, I do love my deck builders, so Quantum Protocol got my interest this week. This mixes deck building combat with an anime-style visual novel with some cyberpunk-ish elements as well, but does also state run-based gameplay, so perhaps it's a roguelike after all. The cards are hacking tools and can be used to break the systems, so I'm very curious about this.
Several weeks ago, we were taken by surprise by the appearance of several dark zones in the central regions of the United States.
It looks like nothing, sir.
It looks like a whole goddamn lot of nothing.
We encountered an unknown military force that bore a striking resemblance to our own.
Those are U.S. Army. They're using our own equipment against us.
Möbius Front 83 just got announced very recently and is already launching and comes to us from the puzzle game powerhouse Zachtronics, but this is a tactics game, so it's an interesting change of genre for them. This has you playing as America, fighting against an alternate universe America in 1983, so there are some interesting implications there. Sweet art style and given the pedigree, should be pretty awesome as well.
Why not just come over and ask for help? We're nice people. Everything we have, we took from someone else. And one day, someone will come along and take it from us.
God bless you, and God bless America.
The SpellForce franchise goes way back to 2003, but is now in the hands of Grimlore Games, who is backed by THQ Nordic, and SpellForce 3 Fallen God kicks off the bigger games this week. This is a hybrid real-time strategy and RPG, and in a similar fashion to previous releases, is a standalone expansion, with the original SpellForce 3 being released in 2017. This time, you take control of the trolls, pushed to the brink of extinction, where a young chieftain receives an offer he cannot refuse and has to go about resurrecting an ancient god. Looks superb and is as good an entry to jump in.
Who would have believed in the early years of the 21st century that this world was being watched by intelligences far greater than our own?
I'm not quite sure whether Grey Skies A War of the Worlds story falls under bigger games, since I don't really have much information on this developer, but given the IP and the look of the game, it certainly looks like that A or AA games from the past. I remember the War of the Worlds movie being really bad, so I hope this adaptation will be more of what people want.
Vestroia is in danger and needs your help.
One of the surprise announcements from a Nintendo Direct is that WayForward is bringing back Bakugan with Champions of Vestroia, which is linked to an anime series of these battling biomechanical creatures.
Vestroia is a brawler, an action role-playing game, a battle to take on solo or with friends, with an all-new story and a huge world to explore. Let's see, is that everything? Ha! Nope! Find and collect over 80 different Bakugan as you build your champion brawling team. Available only on the Nintendo Switch.
The most colorful place in the wilderness. For all the gods, what bullshit.
Just touched upon the detective noir title Chicken Police, which is very strange but cool, so enjoy this trailer which sets the mood very nicely.
Together.
Hey, don't you try pecking me, chicken, or I'll bite out your throat.
Maybe one day you'll experience it, Sonny. Have you ever been with a predator before?
Sonny boy, what have you gotten yourself into again?
She's got the most influential gangster of the city wrapped around her finger. She calls him her little furball. How dangerous do you think she is?
But that's when those bastards arrived. And the even worse bastards. You.
Don't play innocent with me, Santino. You both stink like you're in deep, deep shit.
I like this new Sonny.
There is no new Sonny. Just the old ones had enough.
Indonesian-made Seaside Cafe story gets a spot this week since it looks like a cozy management game where you run a cafe on the beach. I like the art style, combining some hand-drawn furniture and portraits and pixel art characters, and simply looks very pleasant, so I hope that the underlying systems match up. Also just mentioned the zombie survival title Dismantle, which is a typical setting, but if it's possible, it looks like a more light-hearted take on the genre. Sure, there are still zombies roaming around, but it's more cartoony than anything, with quite a number of survival RPG systems like leveling up, fishing, farming, and so on. For smaller games and ports, we begin with the Switch version of 8-Bit Farm, coming to us from Japanese developer Kairosoft, who is known for their pixel art management games on mobile, and don't judge this trailer, it will be fully translated in English. wonderful looking strategy puzzle game is Cascade Cafe, where you place tiles to create the most combinations, and that is always fun. The procedurally generated downhill biking game Descenders finally makes it to Switch after much anticipation, and if the port is any good, I would recommend you get this one. If you have any love for classic Scum Engine adventure games, then Dude, Where's My Beer will certainly appeal to you, and I particularly love the art style.
Arcade Soccer. Legendary Managers. International Cup.
There have been a number of soccer games with Golazo Soccer League looking to be quite a good package.
No offsides. Speed up. Super tackle. Power shoot. Superb save. Locker. Shoot.
Gone Golfing is a strange title since it is a first-person golf game but has horror elements, which is a very interesting combination. I don't usually cover VR games, but House Flipper VR is the adaptation of the hit simulation game and should be great. The lovely roguelite deck-building puzzle title Iris and the Giant gets ported to Switch this week and is one of the underappreciated gems to check out. The genre-mashing Lair of the Clockwork God gets ported to PS4, making it now available on all major platforms, so pick this one up if you have not. As is a sign of the times, Marble Age Remastered launches on Steam and is a remaster of a Flash game classic coming to us from an indie Russian studio, so relive some memories from this.
As your leader, I have brought stability and economic growth to our nation.
Realpolitiks II is the sequel to a game from 2017, with both being 4X grand strategy titles where you play as the modern leader of any contemporary nation and looks very fit for the week.
Beset from all sides, I will continue to defend our rights, our values, and our way of life. I will keep on treating our neighbors and all nations with the utmost respect. But first and foremost, I will keep on taking care of what makes our nation truly great. Its people. It's time for a second term.
The furry action platformer Roah launched to mixed reviews on Steam last year, but has since been polished up in subsequent patches and gets a port to Switch.
In a town where dark magic lurks around every corner, it takes a magical criminal to solve a magical crime.
Where are they? What? How am I supposed to,
Well, we're trying to make a trailer for your game.
A very classic looking adventure game is Starseeker in The Secrets of the Sorcerous Standoff, and nails the retro look and looks like it has great funny writing.
A point-and-click adventure game starring a very reluctant magical consultant. Collect piles of dubiously useful evidence, with unique dialogue for every combination. Do the detective's job for him and solve this mystery. Starseeker in The Secret of the Sorcerous Standoff.
The perspective-focused puzzle game Superliminal makes it to Steam after its Epic exclusivity and adds in developer commentary and a challenge mode inspired by speedrunners. I have my eye on the action-adventure title Sword of the Necromancer, so get hands-on with the Prologue demo this week. TAURONOS is a creepy action title based on the myth of the Minotaur and its labyrinth, and experience it on Switch this week. Tens is another horrible name for a game, which makes it very difficult to search for on Steam, but this addition-focused puzzle game does look like fun for fans of Sudoku. The Choice of Life Middle Ages is a choose-your-own adventure game set in medieval times and looks a little inspired by Reigns and could be neat.
Give me a ride somewhere. I wanted, I have to check out the theatre.
Right, of course. So, we meet again, Mr. Chardish.
The free Prologue demo of The Last Show of Mr. Chardish was well received, with the full game launching this week and seems pleasant.
I'd rather call it introspective. It was a time where I used to spend quite some time on pondering what art is. I wanted to prove that Lindfield was more than fairy tales for children. That's why I pushed too hard.
Time to Stop Time is a time-warping first-person superhero game where you jump through time using your time-stopping abilities to prevent a catastrophe from occurring in the present. I don't know how to pronounce the title of this game, but it is from a two-person Polish indie developer and is an adventure game starring cartoony dinosaurs which looks neat.
and most available comrades are conscripted to help construct our superior space stations and bring peace and stability to the solar system. SpellForce. Enlist now!
Rounding off the best indie games of the week is Kosmokrats, a physics puzzle game where you pilot a drone to construct a fleet in space. Of course, the whole space communism theme is of interest, but the pseudo-Cold War setting and wacky space physics are the main highlights, making this seem primed for hilarity.
Zero gravity drone piloting, of course. Space communism, space capitalism, a huge branching storyline. Narration by beloved character actor Bill Nighy.
There's not much else to do whilst peeling.
Satisfying connections. Artificial intelligence. Natural morons. Vodka. And Bill Nighy. Did I say that already?
Do you actually know what you're doing?
Comrade, welcome to your new assignment. We need to assemble the stations before burning up in orbit. Basic rocket physics. Your job is simple. Just match the connectors. I would suggest you pull the smaller modules and push the larger ones, but you won't listen. They never do. And avoid injuring the cosmonauts. I'm the one who has to do the paperwork. Also, don't damage solar panels or potato storage modules. We have an extremely limited supply of duct tape. You should probably know, life in the Space Force is not quite as glorious as the propaganda would have you believe. Although we are leading the space race, the capitalists are not far behind. And this far from the motherland, any mistake you make we must live with and carry on. But do your work, eat your potatoes, and just maybe, we'll live to work another day.
Another title just covered, the open world city builder with optional multiplayer support, Kingdoms Reborn is an impressive piece of work for a primarily solo developer, and as many of you have mentioned, does have a resemblance to the annual series of games. I really like the look of this, with a number of biomes providing variety, a technology tree to progress, and what seems like multiple types of civilizations to play as. Love this genre, so I'm interested in this. A curiosity this week is Floor 13 Deep State, a dynamically generated dystopian thriller which seems like it has some interesting technology behind it. Apparently this is based on the 1991 game Floor 13 and is being made by some of the people that worked on that, and I think that it's pretty cool that things like this can happen in 2020. You play as a civil servant who has the power of the pen to define the truth, dealing with things like fake news, illegal surveillance, or even assassination, and is even more significant in this day and age. A comedy adventure platformer in the vein of something like Wapo or Pikuniku or even Reventure is The Wizard and the Slug, where you play as the fastest, most agile slug in gaming history as it goes on an unforgettable adventure with a wizard. There appears to be great humorous writing and characters, variety in gameplay and objectives, and simply looks like light-hearted fun. I have very high hopes for this, so it takes the #1 spot. To see more of the big picture, check out these awesome videos, and I will see you after the jump.